Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Jasmine Figures It Out. And I am here on a Thursday evening, which I want to start planning on recording on Thursdays, my Thankful Thursday series. So I'm exhausted today. I have to tell you, I had meetings, and I probably look very tired, but I still wanted to come in and share today what I'm thankful for and kind of talk about my journey towards home ownership and the sacrifices I've had to make to get to this point and the sacrifices I am continuing to make right now. So you're going to be hearing about my journey to home ownership. I am now purchasing my first home. I am 43 years old and I am purchasing my first home, and I am proud because I'm doing it all by myself. I am a single mom and I don't have any help, and I'm just doing it on my own, and so I'm very proud. Some would say this is late in the game for our first home, but if you knew my journey, how many times do you hear that? If you knew my journey and knew what I've gone through and had to like work through just to get here, it's been a journey. So I'm just happy to be here. So just to start with that, I am under contract. I'm currently building a home with Ryan Homes. So far, the experience has been amazing. I really love working with them. My project manager is awesome. He sends me videos every week of the progress with him talking about what's going on. He sounds so excited and happy and just explains the process. It's really cool. My salesperson was Seth. He was amazing. And it just the whole process from start to finish has been a really cool process. And one day, another video, I'll have to talk about how like that all happened, how I ended up like selecting my house, because it was like God moment, God moment, God moment after God moment, because the way it went down is like had to be God. But I'll talk about that another time. So I want to talk today about the sacrifice, the big sacrifice that I had to make to get here. And that was something that, when I tell you, it's been a road, and it still is. But so last year, around in the summer, I had been on this journey of fixing my credit, which you'll hear me talk about that more too. It's just too much for one video, but fixing my credit, which has been a 5-year journey of building positive credit and fixing credit that I toe up from the flow up. And um, I've had a goal of home ownership for years, but just couldn't get there because of credit. And down payment issues and things like that. So I'm driving down the road in my little 2015 Nissan Altima, and I hear this voice like in my head, in my spirit, say, "You need to sell this car. It's time to get rid of it. Get rid of the car." And I'm like, "Huh? What are you talking about? I don't have another means of transformation." No, I was like, "That's crazy. Why would I do that?" Let me back up. At the time, I had over $100,000 in student loan debt. I had already had my credit file pulled by a lender, and the student loan debt was making me nearly impossible to qualify for a home loan big enough for the type of home I wanted to get. And the debt was a huge issue, the debt to income ratio. So I hear the voice again in my head, and I'm like, what is this? So I'm like, okay, let me look into it. So I go and I look up like selling your car, and I think I had maybe 13,000 left to pay on my car loan. So I go to look it up, and I'm like kind of researching it, and I just keep having this strong pull like, you can sell your car, you can get rid of this car. This is debt on your credit report. your debt to income ratio is already high and you can't really do anything about the student loans right now, but you could sell your car and get rid of that debt and maybe qualify for something. And at the time, my credit was actually really improving. So someone said, I think I may have mentioned it to somebody, that I keep like thinking, hearing this like inside of me, like I need to sell my car. So someone said, check in the CarMax. I thought it was crazy, but I was like, okay, if I go look in the CarMax and they will take my car and I don't owe anything left, then I'm gonna do it. But if I go to CarMax and they appraise for and I get my car appraised and they say that they're gonna take my car and I still owe like 1,000, 2,000, I'm not doing it because I'm not gonna be without a car and owe money. So, mind you, I have a job where I work from home, so getting back and forth to work is not an issue. I have one of my kids is in elementary school, and the school is really close. It's like a mile and a half away. That really seemed really close until I really actually had to start walking him back and forth to school every day. It's not really that close, but um, so yeah, so I go to CarMax and they tell me that they'll buy my car for $1,500 more than what I owed on it. So right then and there, I did it. I sold my car. They gave me a check for $1,500, and I no longer had that car loan on my credit. And I took a lift home. So the first of many lifts in this long season. It's almost been a year now. And I said, okay, this is going to be 6 months without a car tops. I'm going to buy a house within 6 months. I just knew I was buying a house in 6 months because my lease was up. Sorry, I just stepped on salsa on the floor. Yeah, I was eating at my desk. But my lease was up that August, and I just thought, my credit's decent. Now I don't have this car on my credit. I'll be able to purchase a home. I don't remember exactly what was happening with the market, or even if I don't think, no, I didn't even have my credit pulled then for that. Something was happening where I just was like, I'm not even gonna even try it right now. I just ended up just renewing my lease. But so here we are. I have no car. It's been almost a year. It's been challenging. Um, Walking my son to school every day, walking him home, the little things that have come up that I didn't really, I mean, you don't plan for this, but you kind of take for granted how easy certain emergencies are when you have a vehicle. Like there's been one time where he got sick and I needed to take my son to the emergency room. So I had to take an Uber to get to the emergency room. Another time when he got sick at school and I had to get an Uber quickly and get an Uber back. And I was feeling so guilty that my son was getting in this person's Uber with his throw up bag. Thank goodness he didn't throw up or anything in the Uber, but I was like, I really feel like I shouldn't be getting in somebody's Uber, and I know my son is sick, but I really didn't have any other options. But so little things like that. And walking in the rain a couple times, I literally, it started raining. It's storming while I'm going to pick up my son. There's been seasons like where times where it's just like stormy, stormy, stormy. So trying to figure out like that. Oh, I feel like this will make this way too long of a video. But the first day of school in kindergarten, when I went to go walk to pick up my son from school, not really understanding how everything works, I go pick him up from school. The school lost my son because they sent him to the other side and just let him go, a kindergartner. So he was lost for 20 minutes. Like literally, I had to do about 4 sessions around that trauma of being scared to death that my son was gone. He followed some other kids home, and thankfully that parent didn't just be like, okay, go home now, and close their door and leave him in the middle of this strange neighborhood, because that could have happened and it would have been awful. Oh, I'm just getting chills thinking about it. I think I'm still not over that. But um, that parent recognized that he followed them and brought him back to the school, and that's how I got him back. But it's been a journey, not having this car. And so then I had to deal with the school. They changed a lot of their procedures because of that incident, because I got on them about that. But then I ended up putting him in aftercare, so I'll pick him up from aftercare. I still walk most of the time. Another benefit is, because not a benefit, but something that made it a little bit easier for a while, is that I have a job that has a contract with a rental car company. So my car is $25 a day, 500 a month if I want to rent. So I was doing that for a long time when I got tired of walking. But then that defeated the purpose of saving, because when I sold my car, one of my goals was, I'm gonna save this money for 6 months that I would be paying, like it was about $450 a month, my car plus my insurance, that I'll be paying so that I can get ready for home ownership. So then I just decided, I don't like this. I'm gonna act like I have a car by always being in this rental car. So I did that for a long time. So kind of to get to the point here of what happened is, that was the right thing to do, was to sell my car. It did help me get started on my home ownership journey. So I did go and apply for a home loan, and I got approved, and I'm under contract now. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I'm building a home at Ryan Homes. And it really was, that car not being on my credit was my saving grace to get approved for a home the size of home I want. Like, I got the perfect home for me that's being built, perfect size. And I was so scared about that, because the market is really crazy right now. The affordability is terrible. And I was able to find something, and it's going to be built. So I'll be the first one to live in it. And I'm just really happy with it. And then after I went under contract is when I started getting letter after letter. My student loans did get forgiven, so those won't be on my credit. So, and I keep thinking to myself, ooh, that means I could probably apply I could probably get approved for more of a home. But no, 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 I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stay with what I'm doing, because what I'm building is, it's nice, it's a perfect size, and it's really affordable for me. And I just need to, like, be happy. I'm thankful Thursday. And so, yeah, so that's my journey. Right now, because of building the home and paying my down payment and everything else that's required, like all the fees and things like that, I'm not renting a car. So the not having a car thing is very uncomfortable for me again, because I'm back to walking all the time. But the cool thing is that, and this is kind of getting into like another subject too, but my eating is crazy, and I'm eating a lot of sugar right now, and I have not gained a whole bunch of weight. I've gained about 10 pounds, but if I wasn't walking all the time, I probably would be have gained a whole lot of weight. So it's helping me with that. And so I'm walking a lot, so that gives me a little bit of exercise, but it is, I'm really not trying to paint a beautiful pretty picture about this, because I still have about 4 months until I close in on my home, and it's starting to get really unbearable not having a car. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, oh, every day is like, oh, when is September? How, that's like so far away. But I know that the sacrifice is going to be worth it when I finally close and move into my home. And I'm going to keep you guys updated with videos of where I'm at, and I'm gonna do a video about. Oh, that was so weird. My computer shut off. I'm gonna do a video about my experience with building with Ryan Holmes, and I'll do like a little review video. And so I'm gonna keep letting you guys know about my journey, but I wanted to come in and talk about that huge sacrifice I made and how it did help me get over the hurdle to get approved for a decent size home loan so that I can have a home that I'm happy with for my first home. And how thankful I am, even though it's not easy, and it was kind of crazy and unexpected, and people were like, thought I lost my mind, but it has been an extremely humbling experience to do this and to to be in the shoes of somebody who maybe doesn't have a vehicle. The little things um, that you don't think about, like my son's school activities. When I'm not in my rental, I literally would have to think things out, like, okay, if I go pick him up from school, then bring him home, and then to cook dinner. Okay, it's coming. Go back in the room. And okay, it's coming. To cook dinner. Um, I swear, not having a car makes everything more difficult. You really have to think things out, because when you have a car going from like activity to activity or school to activity, you can stop at fast food restaurant on the way. But when you're in an Uber, you don't want to make all those stops. Or if you're relying on someone to give you a ride, you don't want to like stop for food. So you got to plan out like eating. I mean, it's been humbling. Oh, mind you, asking for rides back and forth to church, like certain things like that I never thought I would be doing at this age. A matter of fact, I've never actually not had a car since I was about 16 years old. I'm one of those people who got a car when they were 16, and I've always had a car ever since then. So yeah, at 43 years old is the first time I've not had a car, and I don't have a car for almost a year. So yeah, and it's a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice. But baby, when I tell you, when I close on my house, it's going to be a movie. I'm going to go to the dealership and purchase my car on that same day. It's going to be a closing and car purchase same day. Same day. I might have to hire a film crew for that. So I will definitely keep you guys updated. And I wanted to come in and talk about that. And I hope everybody has a great night. Bye.
Are you kidding me?